lot of games like this. It's miserable. Yeah. As a Fredrin, when you walk into the bouncing ball, you're like, how do I do this? What now?
You can't dash.
Exactly.
Can't dash. How do I get out? You get trapped there, so it could just be difficult. Oh, okay.
Oh,
all right.
Oh, yes.
Teleporting.
Back in the action.
Back in the action. Here we are now. So, yeah, we're going to be looking for that, those interactions. So, Ogun actually picking up the tenacity instead this time around to improve his tankiness. I think that adjustment is warranted. He is up against a Hilda.
Yeah, they seem to be quite happy and quite comfortable here on the invade here. And oh man, Miko on the Hilda is gonna be hell. It's gonna be hell. Look at that. Ryzen actually quite low. Flap TC and Ogwin, they're trying to go for it despite no one actually being present to go for the DPS. Interesting decisions there. Going for the fights, even though Kyle TZ does not have the shadow kill yet.
Yeah, and now let's see how well Ogwin can do in terms of protecting his backline. Of course, we think of Kufra as the initiators, but right now he's driven low.
All right, you want to go for something here, but again, BREN quite seems to be ready for the Miko invades that you actually see even before the game starts. You can already imagine it. You can picture it.
Despite the less than ideal start for Omega's Hilda, right? Didn't spot out the Hayabusa to begin with. It eventually corrected itself. Kyle TZ is down a level compared to Ryzen. So this is where we should expect the matchup to be 2 minutes in when you have a Hilda going up against an assassin jungler.
Yeah, now with the first turtle up, Flap TZ gets pushed back. So Omega are going to be a man up unless Flap TZ will actually just hold on there in the bottom lane. Mid lane, though.
Oh, Stone might be in trouble here. Will be forced to use the flicker to get out and get to safety. But that opens up the rest of the team to take out that turtle.
Free as it gets. Again, Ryzen had zero contention there, no resistance from BREN Esports, despite that close call in mid.
Yeah, they understood the timings of the Hayabusa, the purple buff was just coming up, and that Kyle TZ would prioritize it. They already knew the Flap TZ also was pushed back, and it was Renjo in the lead, so Omega got that without a problem, and BREN played it safe.
Look at this, Omega. They're just so happy to go for the invades. So much confidence in Miko right now, who is maximizing that shielding that you get from the power of the wilderness. So far, so good here for Omega. They really are milking everything that they can out of this Hilda.
3 minutes in, the story so far between the Barangay and the Hive is you get nothing, sir. If this extends into the last turtle, then I say even maybe the first Lord, where's BREN to find gold? Where's BREN to find farm?
Yeah, they're going to have to help out Super Marco a bit more out now, but Stone's the first one up here.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a back off here. I was just thinking about what you said, man. BREN has very farm-dependent heroes, that gold lane and that jungle. So as long as Omega just keeps doing this, they seem to be good to go.
Yeah, I'm looking at Few now as one of the other heroes that just need to stay alive as long as possible because this Farsa, paired up with this Kufra, they might be the ones to just keep things level somewhat. Of course, right now, as it looks, Omega will have the lead, but make sure the Farsa stays alive, deals damage, stop, clears waves in the middle. Again, control the mid. Should make things okay for BREN.
And it's that concept, if you're scaling, right? As long as you're not losing that bad, you'll eventually get there.
Yeah, I like what Super Marco's doing at least. Every little bit counts. Every little bit of gold that you can eke out without taking a team fight, you take it. At least he's getting some growth there, but obviously Omega is going to be miles ahead, despite what looks to be a small lead there. Look at this, the omnipresent threat of Stone here on the Valentina.
Yeah, there's going to be another turtle up and another free one there for Omega. Members of BREN Esports, actually it shows the nice adjustment and unselfish nature of Kyle TZ, allowing Super Marco to get his little camps there off to the side, that little lizard from time to time, because he knows, all right, I've already fallen off, Super Marco, let's expedite your farm.
And that's something that we should watch out for. If this gambit, this decision by BREN Esports to just allow Super Marco to eventually farm up, it's going to be a tough early game. That XP lane, dead lane. There's nothing there. Turtles, don't even think about it. Will it eventually get to the point where Super Marco will be enough? That investment will be enough for BREN to get on the board.
Yeah, at the very least, BREN, they're trying to get as much money in the bank whenever they can, even in that mid lane. So they're not trailing by a lot. And that gold is just very, very close.
5 minutes in, not a single death. This is a pacifist run for BREN and Omega.
Yeah, the most pacifist game I've ever seen, actually.
Yeah, and you
so
don't
far.
really expect that from these two teams. So hold up, though.
Oh, look at that.
Oh!
That's a huge knock up on two people there. That Kufra is paying itself out in dividends. And that is first blood with 2 kills in favor of BREN Esports.
Oh, Master Blaster Ogwin. Just in time. It was like the picture perfect timing. I'm going to help out my gold later. Oh, hey, I caught 2.
They were like on a synchronized, what do you call that?
Oh!
One more time! One more time here for Master Ogwin.
He's not done. Ladies and gentlemen, we were not waiting for a late game investment. They were just waiting for the perfect moment. And Master Ogwin says, now!
Over and over again.
Oh, man, it has Omega going, oh my God, because Ogwin from out of nowhere twice. And that's what you also have to watch out for the Kufra, where if he doesn't have to worry about peeling and defensive maneuvers, he's going to be aggressive and strike from you when you least expect it.
I think the only thing Ogwin was waiting for was maybe that conceal to
Yeah.
get activated on that Kufra, and then he was going to do something.
It's my time to shine.
And it looks like Omega are going to be struggling this time around because the Hilda Gambit didn't work. They didn't keep Kyle TZ down hard enough or long enough, and now these turtles, they couldn't translate into an actual combat acuity.
That was a pretty big punish. That Hilda was all that Omega was using to get these objectives, and now that is gone for the meantime. But Stone will be facing off with the feathered airstrike of Few as well on the other side, forcing Omega to back off, and finally, BREN might be on to their own turtle.
Ooh, bees are breathing a little less heavy now as a string of sequences find them with their first turtle of the game, ensuring that Omega doesn't get all 3. And it goes to show the difference of what happens when Flap TZ is able to get into the turtle in time because he doesn't have to worry so much about Renjo and if BREN Esports rotate together.
Oh no, where's Miko gonna go though? Aside from the top side advantage for BREN Esports, looks like Miko also gonna get punished once more.
Well, BREN Esports squad, that was a trio folding in half their roamer of Omega down in that river. And of course, off camera, a 1v1 kill by Super Marco on camera. I wonder what happened there.
An impressive one at that. They just caught each other in a scenario where they just both decided to duel it. But looking at the health at the end of that fight, Super Marco won that comfortably. Scouter with his first death of the game, and now it's going to be Omega having to crawl back. Ogwin!
Ogwin trying to get something done once more on the side of Omega's jungle. Of course, Omega not really obliged to go and initiate with him, but will be suffering with a tower loss in the middle instead.
This is difficult for Omega. From taking the buffs away from Kyle TZ to actually hiding in bushes, threatening kills. Now it's Ryzen who's struggling to keep even his own purple.
Yeah, and we go back again to the idea of just investing everything into Super Marco. It's not just about the items, it's about how else he can move around the map. The moment that they were able to secure that nice play up top, it's like, all right, I can go down bottom lane now. Alleviates the pressure off of Flap TZ. And since Brent got the lead there, Flap TZ, though, in a bad spot.
They want to go again. Ogwin's initiation, though, will be a little bit more softer this time around, as Omega will have a little bit of an opportunity to go for a chase, but they opt to not go for it instead. Just making sure that BREN kind of respects their fence.
There's a Lord coming up in 10 seconds here, and the ball is clearly in BREN Esports court. Now the question, how does Miko stop Ogwin? Does he pay more attention to where this Kufra is? Because there's that shock value. I mean, the difference between the Hilda and the Kufra, now we're seeing it, and it's clear that BREN Esports, it's happening now. This is the victory. This is the keys to victory.
Yeah,
Ogwin,
huge attempt here for Kyle
man.
TZ to go for Kelro, but will be unsuccessful. They do take Miko once more. This Hilda's being heavily punished here.
Yep. Man advantage for BREN Esports here as they go ahead and try to take down the Lord. They're making quick work of it, Mo!
Oh, Kyle TZ. That was a bit of a threat, but he did not really have the shadow kill. Just threatening a little bit here, and Omega took the bait. A lot of space being created by the feathered airstrike, and that will result to BREN taking Lord number 1.
One of the most impressive and swiftest turnarounds in an early game disadvantage that I've seen in recent history. BREN Esports If you want to win like BREN, scan the QR code to redeem some awesome prizes. But right now, BREN is just winning everything. That adjustment, the moment Super Marco was freed from his lane, I don't think Omega expected that BREN Esports would adjust that quickly, snappily move into the position around that third turtle. And then, of course, they're being just surprised nonstop by Ogwen right now. Ogwen is the one setting the tempo in this game.
And it's not even the fact that the Kufra bouncing ball is stopping the advances of Omega. It's more of that surprise factor. Again, Master Ogwen, the master strategist, the master tactician, starting up team fights that BREN can clearly win. It's so hard being Omega right now. You're trapped inside your base.
You gotta commend BREN. They don't want that flashy start. They just want a smooth finish. That's what they're aiming for here, and that is the patience that they exhibited. Ogwen with an entire rage jumping straight into Ryzen. He's low, but Keller is going to be the one who gets assassinated at the back by Kyle Teasy.
And Flap just walks away. Can Omega finish it up?
Oh, they're trying really hard, though, but they will be able to get one. So that is 2 down for BREN Esports. Still a 5K goal lead for the Bees, though.
Yeah, and great call by BREN Esports to push the envelope there, because even though Flap and TZ and Ogwen, it looked like an initial, hey man, this is a little bit too aggressive, but they got the job done. They got Kelra, and that happened right after Kyle TZ got to full build that BOD. So they know that once Ogwen goes in, sets up, Omega will answer, Keller will try to enter, but Kyle TZ was ready to dive straight into the back line.
And for BREN Esports, you're happy with that. That's all you needed. Despite it becoming a 2-for-1 trade, that's one of the few things that Omega is actually holding out for. I was about to say, hey, at least Keller hasn't died much yet. But now, given the situation, you're down 5K, you're Kelra, you're killed twice, and even Kyle TZ, just Kyle TZ alone coming in the back line might be trouble.
Oh, initiation by Ogwen will be missing out on the wall, but Miko will be able to survive because of that. Super Marco, great micro here. And Kyle TZ, I think Omega expected this. They group up, they save Kelra, but they lose Renzio.
Oh, that looked really good for Omega for a moment, but the presence of Kyle TZ diving straight into the backline onto Ryzen, Miko, and Kelra meant that they could no longer help Renjo. What was supposed to be a good play for Omega turned out to be a fantastic counter by BREN Esports.
If we know Omega, and boy do we, they've been here quite a while, we know that it's at this precipice in the matchup, 13 minutes in, they're down 6K, 7 kills away. An inhibitor threatened to be taken down by BREN. They're putting all their eggs in Kelra. That's what's going on in Omega's mind right now. The Barangay is hoping, Kelra, Filipino Savage, come on, it's up to you.
And of course, the star player being hunted down over and over again by Kyle TZ, one of the prodigies from BREN Esports.
Whoop.
And as you can see, every time that shadow kill is up, he's going to use it. You know it.
Yeah, it's a great deterring tool. BREN Esports and see if Omega contests this Lord.
They have to, right? This Lord is quite low. Kyle TZ will secure it with a retribution, and the fight goes on. Look at Ogwen. He's really focusing down on Ryzen. Same with Flap TZ. Even uses the grab, split, everything. Going up to the right targets. Flap's low, but look at that. Ogwen still gonna go and jump in. Super Marco will be hit by one feathered airstrike and forced to back off.
Omega have been scrambled. They have lost targets across the map. They have lost the major objective. And Renzio and Ryzen fall. BREN Esports are looking to finish this. Top lane is in trouble.
A tale of two junglers, 10,000 nearing 11 for the Hayabusa, not even close to breaking 8,000 for the Fredrin. It has been a difficult game for Ryzen. Ogwen again!
Once more. Man, Ogwen's got it in for Miko. You ain't doing anything, pal. I'm with you every step of the way. You can't help Omega push this win.
Oh, look at Kyle.
Kyle TZ with a flourish on the back. Cleans it up, and that should be it.
Omega are 3 men down against BREN Esports' 6. Ladies and gentlemen, that's game 1 going over to BREN Esports.
Monstrous. Absolutely monstrous in adjustment and response. Omega made BREN and their jungle struggle early on, but they adjusted